It was a nail-biter on Capitol Hill as Senate Republicans managed to push President Donald Trump's sweeping tax cuts and spending bill through by the slimmest of margins. After a tense weekend of negotiations and a dramatic overnight session, the final vote came down to a 50-50 tie. That's when Vice President J.D. Vance stepped in, casting the tie-breaking vote and securing the win for the administration's top legislative priority. But it wasn't all party unity. 3 Republicans broke ranks. Tom Tillis of North Carolina, Susan Collins of Maine, and Rand Paul of Kentucky all voted no. For more on this, our correspondent Wyatt Sharpe reports.
On this vote, the yeas are 50. The nays are 50. The Senate being evenly divided, the Vice President votes in the affirmative. The bill as amended is passed.
That was Vice President J.D. Vance casting the tie-breaking vote over the so-called Big Beautiful Bill in the Senate. The bill had sparked confrontations not just between Democrats and Republicans, but between Republicans themselves. Just one of the many confrontations between senators on the bill was between 2 Republicans, Senator Rand Paul of Kentucky and Senator Lisa Murkowski of Alaska. Senator Paul, who voted against the bill, said he did so in order to oppose the federal debt, warning that the bill would deepen the deficit and offered no meaningful spending reforms. Meanwhile, Senator Lisa Murkowski of Alaska, who despite the long and flawed history that she has with President Trump, says she voted for the bill because it delivered critical wins for her home state of Alaska, including over $25 billion for rural hospitals, SNAP carve-outs, favorable tax breaks, and Coast Guard funding. But when confronted by NBC News journalist Ryan Nobles over why she voted for the bill, this was her response.
Senator Paul said that that your vote was a bailout for Alaska at the expense of the rest of the country.
Oh, my.
That's what Senator Paul said.
I guess it was easy. Senator, we've got the...
I didn't say it, ma'am. I'm just asking for your response.
My response is I have an obligation to the people of this state of Alaska. And I live up to that every single day. I fight for my state's interests, and I make sure that Alaskans are understood. I work hard to take care of a state.
Another confrontation came between President Trump himself and longtime ally North Carolina Senator Tom Tillis, who voted against the Big Beautiful Bill, citing devastating Medicaid cuts that he said would gut rural hospitals in his state. The backlash from Trump's base was immediate, and just a day later, Tillis announced he won't seek re-election in 2026. Now, Trump says his, quote, first choice to replace him is his daughter-in-law, Laura Trump, a Wilmington native and former RNC co-chair, setting up a potential family-powered bid for the Senate.
I didn't get along with Tillis, and he resigned. He's good. That's a good name. Run for that seat, son. Well, somebody that would really be great is Laura. She grew up there, but they live in Florida. They have a very good life, and they're great people. She did fantastically running the RNC. She's even got a show it's like the #1 show, and Mark Levin is likewise. I mean, they have the #1, #2 show over the weekend. So she's done well. She's a great person, Laura Trump. Happy that would always be my first choice, but she doesn't live there now. But she's there all the time, her parents, and she really knows North Carolina well. And I won it 3 times. I don't know who the candidates are going to be. I think you're going to have one of the congressmen step up and should do very well.
So she told you about it?
Oh, no, not at all. It's so soon. I had it out with this guy 2 nights ago, and he resigned, which I was happy about. He did us all a favor.
And now the president turns his focus to trying to pass the rest of his legislative agenda with the support of a Congress that is appearing more divided than ever. Wyatt Sharpe, The News Forum.